I'm Dr. Chris Toulouse from the Political Science Department, and I teach in the International Studies program. We had to wear masks in the classroom, and I thought that would inhibit people's expression, so I decided to try Central Park to see if it would work. In fact, I brought all the Lincoln Center students here one Thursday and all the Rosehill students here the following Thursday, and we didn't do anything academic. We just actually scouted out the possibility of holding the class here. So we put quite a lot of work into figuring out how to do it.
So we meet in a preset location, usually dealt with online. So we have one class online per week and one in person. So we handle the specifics of the in-person online.
First we set up in a circle with the distance from each other, and then we eat, and then we discuss whatever it is we need to for class.
We get to talk to one another and just get to know each other better and be more friendly. And then we work on some questions in classwork. And then we get to learn more about the environment we're in. We get to just visit new places around the city that we might not get to visit otherwise. So we've been to Central Park, we've been to Brooklyn Bridge Park, and we've been to near the World Trade Center.
We're also, in future weeks, we're going up to Rosehill twice. The Lincoln Center students are going up to Rosehill, and we're going to picnic on the Rosehill campus. When they're in quarantine, they call into the Rosehill group. And I thought, it'll never work in a million years. But in fact, FaceTime works in the park. And the other group, the LC group, are receiving guests. There's a third group of students who are online. They meet on Monday evening, and they're calling into the park and trying to participate in the discussion.
I really like that we get to go outside because it's my only class that I have that is in person. So it encourages us to go outside, and I also think the topic of international studies is very interesting.
It's nice to be able to visit places and to still be learning outside and in an in-person environment.
The structured discussion exercise where they have the questions in advance and have to come with a contribution, they've worked quite well because I can review them the following Monday.
I think it helps having one day we meet in person and another day that we meet on Zoom, just so that during the Zoom day we can get everything settled, and then when we meet in person it's like we know what we're doing.
It's nice to get out and really interact with people instead of just staring at robotic faces on Zoom, sometimes no one at all. It's nice to get out and see people, it's nice to interact in a friendly environment, and it's just much more natural.
With security and the bathrooms and the weather, there's all sorts of things you have to concern yourself about that you wouldn't if you were going into Lowenstein.
I think that it can be sort of a challenge because we meet at places like different parks. So the main challenge is trying to get there on time, trying to find everyone once they're there, and then trying to move in a group while you're also not too close to each other.
There's just really the matter of social distancing and just learning to adapt to the new world we inhabit, I guess. Always your mask on, and social distancing is the two big things, I think.
When I first came up with this idea, I thought that Central Park would be full of Fordham classes and that we'll be squabbling over getting these rocks. But in fact, it was easy, and I haven't ever seen another class down here. And there was literally Thursdays where our class was more people than we saw in the rest of the park. So I would encourage faculty to think about this, but you've really got to have a system for making it work in the park, like the structured discussion, the online form, which they all see in advance, and so they know what they're going to be talking about, and they have to make a contribution.
I think it's a good way to compare the online class and the in-person class experience. And if there's a class I want to take and it's outside, or not outside, but in person, that's all the better. It's really, I hear it all the time from other friends who take different classes in person. It's really a much richer experience.